Alright guys, look, I got a quick video I think I should make. I'm having issues with this video, and the reason I'm having issues is because the reason I feel I need to make the video. I watched a young man try to build a 4L60E, and it was on YouTube. And even though he sounded like he was very confident in what he was doing, oh boy, I found myself yelling at the screen. There's no way the transmission could turn out well for what he'd done. I'm sure people have seen that where people, and I hate it, you know, and I don't want to call anybody out, so I'm not going to reference channel. I'm not going to say, I'm just telling you that what he did was not correct. It's misinformation, and people watch this and say, well, I could do that, and it's not going to end up well. So I had a lot of positive responses from the 4L60 servo, and the 4L60 is what we're talking about, this other gentleman done. So what I'm going to do is, I got the input drum here, and I basically have the exact same symptom that he had. 3/4 clutches burn up, real common. 90% of the transmissions that come in that are 4L60E, 3/4 clutches are going to be burned up. It's just the way it is. So not only I'm going to do a lot of video on this one, because not only am I going to fix the drum, this is going to go in a little S10 with a little 5.3 hopped up little motor, got about 650 horsepower. He said about the same thing in torque. So we're going to do some performance upgrades to the transmission as well. But also, I felt like this would be a good transmission, you know, to show what I seen him do and explain to you why that's not right. You know, it's just what he did was not right, and I'm going to explain why it's not right, and I'm going to show the right way to do this. It's not any harder to build one right than it is to half butt it. And you know, people talk about the special tools and the expense on special tools. Yes, special tools are expensive, but if you're going to do this for a living, the special tools are not that expensive. And there again, if you're going to try this for yourself, and you think about what it will cost to have a transmission built, if you're willing to take the money that you would pay someone else to build a transmission and put forth some of the special tools, you can probably justify it, and you'll have the tools. You know, there again, you look at it any way you want. If you're going to do this for a living, you're going to have special tools. Just all there is to it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to tear this drum apart. I've got parts ordered for it, and I'm going to explain to you where he stopped and why it's wrong. Okay? So we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to do this. This is going to be the very first part of the video that I've done. I've already tore the transmission apart. You've seen probably a million 4L60s tore apart. It's not difficult to take one apart, but I'm going to do a component, and I'm going to explain to you how the component works, how it, you know, not how it operates, how it's designed, and that type of stuff. Because I believe if you see that part, it will be easier for you to understand what happens whenever you kind of skip things that you shouldn't skip. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to get you on the drum itself, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. We'll zoom in a little bit. Yeah, that might be a little much. All right, guys. That's the drum. Now, as far as special tools, first special tool is going to be a screwdriver. Ooh-wee, very special. Now, this transmission, I will warn you, has just been built by another place. He ordered it offline, blah, blah, blah. And this is what come back. He's got 800 miles on the transmission. Not suitable. Alright. You can see no clutch material left on these 3/4 clutches. That's kind of the way these operate. Now you'll notice that the 3/4 return springs are missing. That video that I was talking about, he mentioned that he leaves 3/4 springs out because it makes for a quicker shift. I don't do that. Special tool number 2, a longer screwdriver. You can see I'm really whooping out the special tools here. I don't leave them out, and the reason I don't leave them out is because GM put them in there. The reason they're there is basically they'll build fluid pressure, centrifugal force as the drum is turning will actually kind of apply these clutches, and when you do that, they can slightly apply, slip, and burn up. So I disagree with it. They used to be, yeah, 700 R4s would say leave them out, get clearance at this, spec. Usually it's about 35,000, and you'll have a good harsh or good firm upshift. That's true. However, the new shift kits will tell you don't leave them out, and this is why. Here's your forward sprag. For some reason, the little brass rings are missing off one end. Like I said, it's a mail order transmission. These are your forward clutches. Overrun clutches are here. Little input bearing. Another steel. Alright guys, now I'm going to move the camera again. I'm going to use the second special tool. You'll get a kick out of this one as well. Let's see if I can get this in the shot. Now I'm not lying, guys. This really is a special tool. It's not a screwdriver bit. It is really a special tool. However, this is the more expensive design. It's a foot press. You can get around this. They also have cheaper ways of doing this. There's different presses that you can buy. I bought this one because it's the most universal. It will operate on a lot of units. Guys, I use the thing every day. To me, it was just a smart investment. So, I'm telling you that it really is a special tool, so there'll be a couple more special tools you'll see, and that's about it. I mean, there's not a whole lot, especially on the 4L60, there's not a whole lot. Now, you can find these foot presses, I think, when I bought this one 15 years ago, I think I paid $300, $400 for it, maybe. I'm sure you can find it a lot cheaper than that now. Alright guys, we'll get you back over here at the table. Alright. I'm having problems with the snap ring. The reason I'm having problems with the snap ring is, for one, this piston. I'll show it to you in a minute. This is crazy what somebody's done here. This is bent. Just someone. This piston here, you can see, or you might be able to see, there's a part of the seal that's kind of pressed out. What we're doing. What I'm going to do, the guy that I'm referring to, remove this, which is the overrun piston, and the one behind it, which is the forward piston, and that's where he stopped. What I do is I'll take compressed air. Now guys, I know compressed air requires a compressor, talking more tools, but you know, and I just pop it all apart. Now what I've done by doing that is I removed all the clutches, or all the pistons, and I have basically an empty drum. As you can see, the drum is empty. Now, need to know this. Inside, at the very bottom land, is an O-ring. Pull it out. With a little help of a pick, that O-ring, that groove is down here, right where the end of my pick is. There's an O-ring there, guys. When you pull this thing apart, replace the O-ring. That's a prone hydraulic leak, so that's part of it. Not right there. Alright, guys, this piston is your 3/4 piston. Okay? It goes down in the very bottom of that drum. This is the fingers, or the actuator for the 3/4 clutches. It goes on top of this piston, and when you apply that piston, it goes around the other set of clutches and pushes the top clutch in. Okay. Now, you'll notice that the inside diameter of this piston is bigger than, well, like this O-ring. That's because this right here goes inside that and goes inside that piston. Now, you want to see where the problem of reusing the piston is? I'll show you. This is the piston. Here's the collar it goes against. See how it doesn't seal? Hydraulic leak. When you have a hydraulic leak, what happens? You burn up your clutches. So if you come in with 3/4 clutches, there's a 90% chance this is bad. If you throw a set of clutches in there and do not replace this, guys, it's going to come back. It's going to tear up again. And you know, the pistons, some of you buy a kit with the pistons, or the pistons themselves are like $35. It's absolutely asinine not to replace them. This one here is shot. Now, this cut seal. Two reasons this seal cut. First of all, this seal cut because it's not designed to work with this piston. Not designed to work together. Somebody just threw something together here, and this does not fit with this. There should be another molded piston. I've ordered the kit. It's going to come with it. Now, another issue, these 3/4 clutches, is this shaft will get some play here against the stator. That's because the pump bushing wears. If you do not replace the stator pump bushing, it can burn the 3/4 clutches up because this pump moves slightly and creates a hydraulic leak on these sealing rings. You need to replace the sealing rings, replace the bushing to control the leaks. Another common failure with these is the input shaft. The input shaft can actually come out of this drum. Now guys, I hate to say this, but I believe this input shaft is coming out of this drum as tight as it can be. However, if you actually look while we're inspecting it, I don't know if it's going to be hard to see, you will see that one of the apply holes right here, I can actually get a pick in there. That should be down in the drum. So therefore, we got a hydraulic leak. We're going to need to replace this drum. That should be there. It is. Alright guys, so I'm going to order a drum and a piston kit, or the piston kit's ordered, the overhaul kit, but I'm going to have to order a drum. So when the drum gets here, we will continue this video and I will go further in detail of why this drum is so important and what you need to concentrate on when you're putting one of these together.